You're not lazy. You're addicted to almost starting, almost ready, almost the right time. You've watched hundreds of people transform their lives, bookmarked the articles, saved the podcasts, nodded along to every here's what changed everything for me video at midnight, and then quietly open another one. It doesn't feel like procrastination. That's the trap. It feels like research, like preparation, like you're one insight away from finally being ready to begin. You're not. And somewhere inside, you already know that. There's this thing we do. We watch other people live. Not in a weird way, just you scroll through someone's morning routine and think, I should probably drink more water. You watch a video about someone who quit their job to pursue the thing they always wanted, and you feel something, maybe inspiration, maybe envy, maybe just this quiet, uncomfortable recognition that time is moving and you're still exactly where you were. So you save the article, you bookmark the podcast, you tell yourself you'll get to it tomorrow, and tomorrow comes, and you listen to something easier instead, something that doesn't ask anything of you. I've done this. I've spent entire evenings consuming other people's transformations like it's a genre of entertainment, self improvement as a spectator sport. I'd watch someone explain how they finally got serious about their life, nod along, think, yeah, I should do that, and then watch three more videos about people who did completely different things. And suddenly it's midnight, and I've done nothing except become very well informed about all the things I'm not doing. And the strangest part, it doesn't feel like avoidance, it feels productive, it feels responsible, like due diligence. You wouldn't start a business without researching it first. You wouldn't try a new workout without understanding proper form. Why would you change your life without first understanding every possible way to do it? Here's why. Because understanding and doing are not consecutive steps, are completely different activities. And we've spent years convincing ourselves that understanding is a prerequisite for doing, when really, most of the time, it's just a replacement for doing. Think about the videos you watch. Not influencers, just regular people who decided to document something. Someone who learned to cook, someone who got into running, someone who started drawing again after years of not drawing. And there's always this moment in their story where they admit they almost didn't start. They weren't ready. They didn't have the right equipment, the perfect plan, enough knowledge. They just began anyway, badly usually, wrong shoes, wrong mindset, no clear idea of where it was going. And then they kept going, and the keeping going is what made the story exist at all. But you don't see that part, not really. You see the edited version, the montage. 6 months of struggle compressed into 8 minutes. The person who now knows what they're doing, looking back on when they didn't, and it looks clean. It has a shape, a before and an after. And I think part of why we watch these things is because we're waiting for our own lives to feel like that. Like there's going to be some moment, some catalyst that finally gives us permission to start. The new year, a Monday, a health scare, something big enough to justify the effort of actually changing. But most people's transformations didn't start with a moment. They started with a Tuesday, some random, unremarkable Tuesday where they just did the thing they'd been thinking about, not because they felt ready, not because the plan was perfect, but simply because they were tired of not doing it. I started because I was sick of my own excuses. Doesn't have the same ring as I hit rock bottom and everything changed, but it's more honest. And it's the only version of this story that's actually replicable. You know exactly who you could be. You've imagined that version of yourself in detail. The one who wakes up early, who moves with purpose, who reads instead of scrolling, who goes after things without waiting for the perfect moment, who isn't afraid of looking stupid while learning something new. That version has been fully formed in your head for years. And then there's the actual you, the one who exists in the world, the one who gets tired and distracted and discouraged, the one who has to show up on days when showing up feels completely pointless. The gap between those two people, that's where most of your life is quietly disappearing. And here's the part that's hard to say out loud. That hypothetical version of you who has it all figured out, they don't exist. They never will. The only version of you that can ever exist is the one who does things badly before doing them well. The one who starts without knowing how it ends. The one who is embarrassed and inconsistent. and still shows up anyway. You cannot edit your life before you live it. You cannot research your way into transformation. You cannot think your way into becoming a different version of yourself. You have to do your way there. I used to think the hard part was figuring out what to do, what goal to chase, what thing to commit to. But that was never the hard part. You already know what to do. You've known for a while. The hard part is accepting that you're going to do it badly for a while, that you're going to be the beginner in the room, that you're going to try something and it's not going to be great. And you're going to have to keep going anyway, without validation, without momentum, without any guarantee that it's going to work. Because the alternative is staying in observer mode. And observer mode is comfortable, it's safe. There's no risk of failure when you never actually try. You just watch and save and plan and tell yourself that one day, when you're ready, you'll begin. Except you won't. Readiness is not something that arrives. Readiness is something you build by doing the thing before you feel ready to do it. The people whose stories you've been watching, they weren't ready either. They just started, and starting is what made them ready. There is no one coming to give you permission. No perfect moment on its way. No motivation that's going to show up one morning and finally make you move. No external force that's going to make you do the thing you keep thinking about doing. It's just you. It has always been just you. And I know that sounds harsh, but it's also the most freeing thing I know because it means you don't need anything else. Not another video, not another article, not another plan or another Monday or another sign that the time is finally right. You just need to decide right now that this is the part of your life where you stop watching and start living. Not dramatically, not perfectly, not with a full plan and a clear destination. Just actually your real body doing a real thing in the real world. I want to ask you something genuinely, not as a motivational line, but as a real question. How much longer are you going to wait? How many more months of other people's stories before you start writing your own? How many more saved articles, bookmarked videos, almost started plans before you decide that enough is enough? Whatever you've been waiting for, it's not coming. The readiness isn't coming. The perfect moment isn't coming. The version of you who has it all figured out before they begin, that person isn't coming either. But you're here right now. And that means there's nothing left to wait for. Close the tab. Put down the phone. Go do the thing you've been thinking about doing. Badly, imperfectly, without knowing how it ends. And that's how every real story begins.